There she is.
Hi.
Hi, Maria.
Happy Tuesday?
Happy,
Wednesday?
is it Tuesday? Yes,
Thursday?
happy Tuesday. Yeah, you
Who
are on
knows?
the opposite side of the world, aren't you?
I'm on the opposite side of the world in beautiful sunny California.
That's wonderful. That's one. Thank you,
Oh, of
Maria. Thank you for this conversation. I'm really
course.
glad we have a chance to talk. And I was saying before I invited you in that this is the first time that we're going to do something like this. We have done some funny ads for our racket sponsor Head. We can talk about that a little bit. And
Yeah.
the
I think the
shot.
last one we did, I hit you in the balls. So I'd like to want to make sure that, and
Exactly.
that you've won a few Grand Slams since then. So maybe we should like do a repeat. I think it's worked out quite well
Exactly,
for you.
exactly. Well, after that, I got the new balls, so then everything worked out in the end.
Okay.
Oh
Got
my
it.
God! Oh, that's a super good memory. I
I
think.
got so many questions. I know we
Yeah.
both filled out, we did a little square in our Instagram story and asked people to send in questions. And
Yes.
I think like half of the people asked how we first got to know each other. And my first memory that comes to mind is really funny, so I wanted to share it because
Yes. Before you share it, Maria, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna switch off the comments here. I'm gonna turn it off so that we can focus on each other now. And then, of course, later on, just before we finish the conversation, we're gonna obviously have people who are on our live asking us questions.
perfect.
Please go ahead.
Sounds good. Yeah, so I remember we played this little exhibition, and this is like I was young. I mean, you were young way before you had, I mean, any Grand Slam titles, or I don't know if you'd even won a tournament at that point. But we played this little exhibition at La Quinta in Indian
Yes.
Wells. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I think we're playing a mixed doubles against each other, and you said that if you'd win, I would have to pay dinner. And I was like, okay, whatever. Who is this kid? And you won, and you're like, we have dinner tonight. We're going to the Japanese place. And I was like, are you serious? You and me going to dinner tonight? And so we did. We ended up going to dinner, and it was so funny because you pulled out, I think it was like an old Kodak camera, and you asked the waiter to take a photo of us. And I was like, this
Yeah.
feels like I auctioned off myself to a dinner.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
and here
actually.
we are.
It's actually what happened. Maria is saying the truth, right?
Yeah.
I think I
I
can.
think
Do
you were
you recall?
fanboying.
Do you
You had a
exactly?
fanboy moment.
Do you recall who we played with that day?
No.
No.
No, I don't remember
Oh,
anything about that. I just
well,
remember going to that
okay.
dinner, and this like old school camera comes, and the waiter's like, "You want a picture of you two?" And you're like, "Yeah. It's for its great memory." It was a really good memory.
Oh, by the way, I lost that camera, so there goes my first photo.
You don't have that. That would be a really nice
And
to share.
but yes, well, you have to admit to everyone here that you lost on purpose that mixed doubles match.
Ah, right. Okay, I got it. What's up with that? What's up with that artwork behind you?
Yeah, it's a nice art, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I'm trying
Yeah,
to figure it out.
I know you love art. So
Yeah.
is this your style, or you like more contemporary?
I love contemporary art. I love art in which you can't make sense of. So you make its story and you story tell through what you make of it rather than it showing you what it is. I like the mystery of art. But
You
yeah,
like
I
to
need
you
to.
like to kind of find the secret code in it, and kind of inspires you to think
Yeah.
deeply about.
Yeah, I think art. Well, I think art, like in general, it should make you happy, or it should like provoke some sort of feeling or remind you of a time. You know, like for me, what some like art for me were kind of incremental in my collection because it I guess signified like the time or a certain maybe a victory or a time I was going through. you know, to still be able to look at it and feel like, oh, okay, that memory comes back and recollection. I know a lot of people buy art like as an investment, but I've always seen it as a hobby and something that I.
Do you also do you paint yourself?
Oh no. No. I'll leave that. You probably paint with your children, huh?
Yes, yes, I do a lot of that on a daily basis. But no, I'm just wondering because obviously, I mean, I know because I've been following. You've been sharing on Instagram, especially, you know, your connection and your admiration to the contemporary art. So it was interesting to hear you speak about it, and I always kind of wondered whether you're doing arts yourself and whether you have aspirations to actually do it yourself.
I actually, I'm really interested, part of this whole new retirement thing, whatever that really is, is exploring and really, and having the time and dedicating the time to working like on my future. And I think one of the things that I've learned and I've taken away from like my chapter 1.0 was that it took so many years to like to build the foundation and the ground and the fundamentals, and that took, you know, years, like from when we were both very young and like day in, day out, and it was done like without anyone, without crowds, without people, without recognition. And so, you know, although like a large part of me is ready to go and is ready to work and is ready to achieve new things, I also know that I'm kind of new, and no matter what I've set up so far while I was playing, a lot of that will take time to develop, and that's, you know, within my own space and, you know, within like great guidance and great people, and, you know, hopefully in some years it will evolve into something stronger. But like architecture, for example, is a form of art that I've always been interested in. I built my home a few years, and I'm currently working on a few like health and wellness sporting facilities. First one we started working in is actually in Los Angeles. So yeah, so that's a little bit part
Great.
of the art world.
So we spoke about this yesterday on the phone when we were talking about like things that we're going to talk about in this live. And you
I know,
and
I wanted to make sure there's like no questions that I ask you that you're like, what? I'm not prepared for this. But you said anything goes, so beware.
Exactly. Same here. I wanted to actually know more about your transition, because you know, you talk about the retirement that was obviously not a while ago, and
Yeah.
and I you know, we didn't really speak since you retired from professional tennis, but it did strike me, and I have an impression that you have probably one of the smoothest transitions out there from all the tennis players, both men and women, that I've followed over the years. And because I've, you know, obviously observing your life and development and building of your brand, and everything that you've accomplished, not just on the tennis court, but also off the tennis court throughout your career, it kind of prepared you for your post-tennis life. I mean, that's at least how it appears to be. So how's that transition going for you right now?
Well, I'd say the transition has been different than what I thought it would be because of what we're all facing, like the challenges, like mentally, that we're all facing in today's environment. You know, like one thing I previously just mentioned was how I was really, like, despite, you know, finishing something that was a huge part of my career, I was like really motivated for what's to come and ready to go. And, you know, I certainly had some ideas, but I don't know, transition, yes, I've built an amazing base. You know, I had many interests from the court. Like in my spare time, I utilized that time really well. You know, I built really good networks and relationships with people and companies, and, you know, my interest in business and in technology and investments, and architecture and art, And I've tried to, you know, learn a little bit as much as I could while I was on the road, which was, you know, really difficult. And I was ready to, I think because I mean, to be honest, I was very stubborn the last couple of years with my body. Like, I really thought that, as you know, when we face a challenge, like, our persistence has like been one of our greatest strengths. And I believe in both of our careers, like, no matter what is in front of us, we